Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, aka Sniper98. This is going to be a quick little review. Well, I say quick, but it's probably going to end up being like 20 or 30 minutes long because I tend to ramble, especially because I'm doing this video without a script. Normally I try to script my video so I can keep what I'm talking about structured and, you know, flowing and shit like that, but whenever I don't use a script, I tend to ramble a lot, so... today I'm just saying, hey, fuck it, I want to make a video. I haven't made a video for my YouTube channel in a while, and Nikke Goddess Victory, or Goddess Victory Nikke, however you want to say it, just came out the other week, last week actually, and yeah, been playing it for a little bit, and I want to make a video on it because I think it's good enough to warrant a video on it. So, yeah, let's get to it. I'll give you the punchline first, so that for those of you who don't want to, who just want to hear the TLDR and don't want to waste your time watching the rest of the 15 or 20 minutes or however long this video is going to be, here it is, so I don't waste your time. Nikke is a good game, surprisingly good game, gameplay-wise. Well, yeah, duh. Just avoid the monetization. If you're free to play, obviously you didn't need to worry about that in the first place. But mainly, it's mainly for those. This PSA is mainly for those who were maybe thinking about spending on this game. If you're like an absolute leviathan, right? You have more money than you know what to do with, so you don't care burning your money. Then this does not apply to you because you're gonna whale no matter what. It's just for the people like me who are more, how should I say, economic whales? Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but people are willing to whale if the value is good enough. Let's put it that way. I'm talking to you guys. Avoid paying for this game if you can. If you are too tempted and you know cave in and you whale, then that's fine. Just don't do it too much. It's not really worth it in the end, as I'll hopefully explain to you later. So, now that we've got that, 2-minute TLDR out of the way, let's get started. So, this game is Nikke Goddess of Victory, like I said in the, first 2 minutes of this video. It came out last week at the time of this video recording, and so far, I've been enjoying it, and it is a third-person shooter mobile game, which is the reason why I got drawn to it in the first place. The jiggling tits and ass are pretty good too. They're nice, not gonna lie, but mainly it was the third-person shooter aspect to it, the gameplay aspect to it that initially drew me in, because I was like, huh, this is the first game I've seen of this style that I've seen personally. Maybe there are other mobile games out there that kind of follow that genre, where it's like, oh, third-person shooter mobile game. But yeah, this is my first time playing such a game and trying it out. The base gameplay is actually really fun. I guess I should show you an example, because why not? Let's see if we can pull up a battle here somewhere. Let's see if we can go up to here. So, the best way to describe the gameplay in one sentence is Weeb Time Crisis, but with 5 characters. Actually, let me pause it here, just so I can expand on that analogy real quick. So if you guys have ever played Time Crisis at the arcades or whatever, especially Time Crisis 3 and beyond, because Time Crisis 3 is where they introduce, multiple weapons, and you cycle through them when you're in cover. Think of that, but on a mobile game. You have 5 characters, some of whom can actually carry the same weapon type. So you can even run like all machine guns if you wanted to. Not that I would recommend it, because you kind of need a balance between weapon types, but you can. If you really wanted to. And your main character is split between 5 who all have either jiggling tits or jiggling ass, or both, depending on the character. Your preference may vary. So that's the best way I can describe it. So I'll give you an example of that. This is supposed to be an idle game. It's advertised as an idle game. Believe it or not, the devs for this game, who are the same devs that developed Destiny Child, if you are familiar with that game. So, not surprising, right? So yeah, this is what the gameplay looks like. Third-person shooter. Your characters have cover that they can hide behind. They also have skills here that you can deploy, which I'll explain in more detail a little later. The skills are a big reason why the gameplay is really compelling. Because not only is there an actual quote-unquote skill skill cap to this game, or a skill ceiling rather, believe it or not. But there's also plenty of why won't she come out? There's also plenty of strategizing too, in terms of you know, what teams you want to build, what kind of formations you want, what kind of weapon types you want to put into your teams and whatnot. So there we go. That was me controlling it, because I was talking about this game being supposed to be like an idle game. And when I say idle, I mean IDLE, not IDOL. I know we've been watching VTubers for the past 2 or 3 years. Not that idle, just the, you know, hang around, do nothing, let the game auto itself. It's not a complete idle game though, because there are certain battles like this EX mode down here, where these are intentionally made. Let's go down to this one just to. Actually, is there a closer one? Yeah, we can just go over here. These EX battles you specifically cannot auto. Yeah, as you can see, the game specifically says auto combat is unavailable, so you have to play it yourself. So it's not 100% just gameplay itself. It's like, I like to compare it to Azure Lane, where most of the game, or actually Azure Lane is a little bit more lenient in this sense, where you can auto the entire game, but there are certain times when, because the content is challenging enough, you actually do want to manually, you know, for the best chance of success. Same thing with this game, except this game is a little more strict about it, where there are certain fights like the EX fights where you are forced to manual it. Is mandatory. So that's what the gameplay looks like. A little bit, so we can back out to the main menu. Also, if the game crashes on me, it's because I'm playing on tablet, as you can see by my resolution. And yeah, tends to be like that for iOS systems, because South Koreans fucking hate iOS systems for some reason. Huh, I wonder why. Samsung. Anyways, jokes aside, so that's the combat. Combat is surprisingly deep and enjoyable, at least since I come from a first-person shooter background, so shooter games are kind of my jam. And so, you know, this game featuring third-person shooter gameplay appealed to me from the get-go. And when I started playing it, right, because I didn't really have that high hopes, I was like, you know, this game's obviously super Coomer bait, right? How good can the gameplay be? And like I said, like I keep saying, it's surprisingly good. If you go into the settings, which I will show you here, in the battle settings, you can actually turn off aim assist. There is aim assist in this game, because it's a mobile game. Kind of difficult aiming, right? It's kind of like controller, I guess, on consoles, except the aim assist is obviously a lot more egregious here. But if you want to, like if you're playing on emulator, so you can use your mouse, you can actually turn off auto aim. I believe it should be, yeah, you can actually turn off auto aim if you don't want it, which is cool. Most games actually wouldn't give you that option. They just kind of force you to play the game as it was quote intended, or what the devs intended, So the fact that this game allows you to just straight up say, you know, no, I don't want aim assist because I'm just that good. I'm just that much of a Giga Chad. That's really cool. I appreciate that. It automatically puts another layer or two of difficulty onto the game if the player so chooses to. It's completely optional. So that's good. I like that from a gameplay perspective, of course. And more about the mechanics of the gameplay. So if we go into the squads here, so when you bring a squad into a fight, you can select 5 characters, up to 5. I don't know if you can actually deploy a squad with less than 5. Maybe you can, but ideally bring in 5. So yeah, each of your characters are divided into multiple categories. Let's go to the actual roster here. Let's go to Pravati, for example. So they have 4 possible, 3 gameplay-related possible categories and subcategories. First one, it's not too important. There's an elemental system in the game where, you know, each unit has a specific elemental type. So for example, Pravati here is Hydro, because I play Genshin Impact, so I'll call her Hydro. So yeah, she's water type. Hydra, whatever you want to call it, and she'll deal 10% additional damage to fire type members, to pyro enemies. So that's not too important. I haven't seen that much of an impact so far yet. Like, I don't even know. I can't even identify what kind of element types the enemies are. Maybe I'll get around to that at some point, but you know, I'm just clueless about that. More importantly is their weapon class, because this is kind of features, you know, girls with guns, so kind of important, right? So Pravati is an assault rifle. There are 5 different types of weapon classes in the game: assault rifle, submachine gun, machine gun, sniper rifle, and rocket launcher. Those are the 5. Pravati is an AR user. ARs are your general use, you know, good at all ranges, mostly. Consistent DPS type units. SMGs are your, you know, super high rate of fire, good up close, but bad at a distance, kind of DPS profiles, as you might expect from, like, you know, any other generic, you know, first shooter or just shooter in general. I think I should probably give you an example. So Leader is an SMG user. I'll talk about rocket launchers next. Rapunzel is a rocket launcher user, even though she doesn't actually use a rocket launcher. She uses her staff thingy, which shoots off energy beams, I guess, like circle halo-shaped energy beams. Well, it's not even a beam; it's just a projectile of energy. But yeah, anyways, she's a rocket launcher user, as you can see here, and they are slow rate of fire, but you know, theoretically high damage per shot units. And Volume is also an SMG user. So who is this? Julia is a AR, Uni's in a rocket launcher. Here's our first sniper rifle user. Admi, I think it's her name. Yeah, Admi is a sniper rifle, is an SR sniper rifle, and they're kind of like rocket launchers, where they are also slow rate of fire, high damage per shot, as you might expect of sniper rifles. Difference between those two. Actually, I can't really tell you what the exact difference between those two are. Functionally, like mechanically, they play very similarly, where you charge up their shots and then you shoot it off at an enemy in the distance or something, and you do a lot of damage per shot, or at least it's supposed to. I guess if you're using a sniper rifle character, then you get a cool scope that helps you aim at enemies, which is really cool. Sniper rifles, they did a really good job on making using sniper characters super fun. I mean, I have sniper in my YouTube name, so I'm a little bit biased there, but I would say it's super fun. I would highly recommend you guys give sniper rifles a shot, because they are very satisfying to use in this game. So those are the 5 weapon classes, and the third type, the third subcategory is it's kind of confusing, this UI, because I've done some changes to my outpost and done some upgrading to the recycling room, so I'm not familiar looking at this, or this is not very familiar to me. But in any case, the third category is their role, right? Admi is a supporter. There are 3 roles, I think: supporter, defender, and attacker. I don't know if there's any others. So Uni's a defender, and then Julia is an attacker. Generally speaking, assault rifles are attackers, SMGs are like leader, are support, and then like the shotgun types. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't go over the shotguns yet. I guess there's 6 weapon types then. Who's a shotgun? I think Mary's a shotgun user. There we go. Completely forgot about the shotguns. So yeah, generally speaking, like I said, ARs are attackers, SMGs are supporters. Shotguns can vary between defenders and supporters depending on what they do, what their skills have them do, and so on and so forth. So those 3 categories, but mainly weapon class or weapon type and role are what give the units of this game their identity. So your job is to, if we go back to the squad page here, your job is to come up with a team out of all the units that you are able to roll. Come up with a squad and put together a team of 5 girls who have a nice balanced mix of all those roles and categories, right? All those classes and whatnot. Or if you have a very specific team in mind, where after you study the girls and you understand what their skills are and how they play and blah 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 whatever, what the game mechanics are, the nuances, then you can put together a little bit more of an advanced team. there are already like how should I describe them? I don't want to call them off-meta teams. I guess I could. Yeah, let's just go with that. Off-meta squads that are potentially very strong. That takes advantage of like unit synergies and weapon type synergies and all that stuff. So, yeah, this is what I was talking about when I mentioned the strategizing part of this game, right? Take a good look at what you have and see what they're capable of, and put together a team out of that to best take on whatever battles, fights, or quests that you need to take care of. So those are the girls. Just a very basic overview of the girls and the units in this game and how they're categorized and whatnot. So that's the gameplay. I showed you gameplay earlier. Next is, oh god, the monetization, because the gameplay is good in this game. It's solid, definitely very enjoyable. What's not enjoyable is all of this. So yeah, Shift Up is the developer of this company. They are South Korean. I know that they are funded by Tencent, which I mean, we all know who Tencent are. I don't need to talk about them. But Shift Up is South Korean, so you know what that means. They're going to monetize the ever-living shit out of this game. As you can see, me being the dirty whale that I am, I've already bought a whole ton of these packs. As you can see here, the list just goes on and on and on. This would be okay if the overall, like, I'm mainly talking about this. This would be acceptable to me personally. Like, I would be okay with it, right? Because a lot of other gacha games do this. I play other gacha games that also have very heavy monetization policies. The difference with this game is that not only is the extent to which they monetize this game so egregious, like more egregious than what I've ever seen personally, and I play 7 different gacha games. Not only that, but the value per pack, and I'm specifically talking about these ones right here, the $80 packs here, is the lowest I've ever seen for any game. So to put this in perspective, before this game, as you might be able to tell from my Iori fan art that I'm borrowing below my webcam, I played Blue Archive. I played that ever since the global server came out last year. I'm still playing it to this day. That game, when I started that game, had the lowest value per pack out of all the gachas that I played. And I thought that was bad, because in Blue Archive, the $80 pack, and now it's $65. I don't know why they reduced the prices. Maybe to adjust for inflation or whatever, or like to adjust for currency exchange rates, I guess. That's my best guess. But in any case, back then, it was $80. And that shit only got you 4 multis, right? I'm not talking about the for those of you who actually do play Blue Archive. I'm not talking about the $80 packs you can buy 3 times a month, where those are actually really good value. The ones that give you 6,600 gems. I'm talking about the default 4,800 packs in Blue Archive. And since each gacha multi, no matter which one you roll on, is 1,200 gems. That's only 4 full multis. Exactly 4 full multis. Not even anything left. When most of my other gachas easily give you at least 5, right? Even Genshin Impact gives you a little over 5. It's basically exactly 5 multis. But, you know, they add a little bit extra at the end, so I guess that counts for something, I guess. But now that I play this game, now that I've already bought the first-time purchase pack, this shit only gives you 7,900 gems for $80. And if we go to the gacha, hopefully my game doesn't crash here, because I feel like it will soon. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you guys can't see it because I have some recruit vouchers, so I don't want to use them. But each multi for the gem gachas, right? The ones the ones where you can spend gems or your advanced vouchers or your ordinary vouchers on. If you were to pay in gems, you have to pay 3,000 gems per multi. So this means that in this game, each $80 pack that you buy from the shop, assuming you've gone through all the other packs, right? If you're an Omega Whale or something like that, will not even get you 3 full multis, only 2, and then you're off by 1,100 gems for a third one. This game has the lowest value for per $80 pack, like per top tier pack, that I've ever seen for any gacha game. And again, I play 7 different ones. So that's obviously bad. I mean, it doesn't even stop there. There's a mission pass here where you might think, oh, this is the battle pass for this game. You wouldn't be wrong if it weren't for the fact that if we go back to the cash shop, they already have a battle pass here for $5. The one out here is something different entirely. This you have to pay $20 for all this shit, and for Diesel's skin. And you don't even get Diesel's skin right away. You have to fucking play through the game and, you know, hit all 15 tiers. I mean, you could get it immediately if you decide to waste your gems on it, but I certainly am not going to do that, because I can actually play the game every day. So we got that mission pass. Let's go back to the cash shop again. We got all these first-time packs, you know, character growth packs, daily packs, weeklies, monthlies. This shit is, when you go through the campaign, every time you beat a campaign chapter, if you have this unlocked, the game will give you more gems, right? As you can see up here, you can get up to 10,000 gems. Technically, this is actually very worth it for only $20, at least compared to everything else in the fucking game. It's just that this, on top of everything else we've already seen, like, why is there 2 different battle passes? I mean, technically, this is just a monthly. This is just like this isn't really like a quote battle pass like the one in the main menu is. This is just like a, you know, oh, pay us $5 a month, you get something for you get like gems from us every day or something like that. Oh, this is fine because a lot of games do this. It's just, why have this and the motherfucking battle pass up in the front menu, right? Why? What is the point? Couldn't you just have combined them together or something, make it like $10 or something like that? I don't know, man. And we got this. It's like oh, this is the real kicker. Every time you hit like a certain milestone, for example, every 5 levels of your commander level, as you can see in the top left, on my avatar Pravati, under my username, you'll see that I'm commander level 40. Every like 5 levels or so, every 5 commander levels or so, the game will pop up flash sales to you, where the game's like, hey, congrats on reaching, you know, commander level this, or like reaching a certain milestone. Like when I think I got a flash sale when I managed to limit break my Pravati twice, because you can see she's limit broken twice there with 2 stars. And the game was like, hey, congrats on limit breaking your first Nikke girl twice. Would you like to buy a flash sale? Granted, me being the dumb whale that I am, I've bought every single one of them. I will admit that fair and square right now, just for complete transparency. But I don't have to like it. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they fucking pop up flash sales to you, right? Again, if it were just by itself, I'd be like, kind of annoying, but whatever, right? It's usually pretty good. It's usually a pretty good deal. But again, all the shit that I already have in the cash shop, the fucking mission pass, the season 1 mission pass with Diesel's skin, and the flash sales. Holy fucking shit, man. This is, even for a seasoned whale like me, this is a little too much. It's to the point where, like, that, and because the per value packs, or per value of the packs, are so low in this game, I can't be asked to continue whaling on the game, you know, beyond the packs, the monthly packs, the weekly packs, whatever. Honestly, it might even be the developer's intention where, oh yeah, like, we wouldn't advise you to buy the packs. Just try to, you know, live off of the our monthly packs and our weekly packs as best you can, or some shit like that. I don't know. It's just that even Blue Archive isn't monetized this much, and I already thought Blue Archive was kind of pushing it in terms of how much shit they were trying to sell you. But at the very least, I can make excuses for them, because a lot of the things that they do sell you are actually pretty damn useful, if you're willing to pay for it, that is. Here, it's just like, holy crap. Like, I mean, I'm not saying all these things, a lot of these things are useless, by no means. It's just, there's so goddamn much of it. Right? It just kind of gives you the impression that they're really trying to fucking milk you for all that you're worth. So that's why I mentioned in the beginning and the first 2 minutes, the TLDR punchline, where the game's good, just try not to fall for the Coomer bait, right? Try not to pay for anything. Free-to-plays will absolutely have a field day with this game. As long as you can re-roll and get top tier and run with that, honestly, you should be fine. And maybe a little bit more luck later down the line to get some more good characters to fill out your roster and whatnot. So monetization is completely horrid, and I do not like it, even as a whale. Is there anything else I wanted to say other than that? I mean, those are the two biggest ones I wanted to cover, just to give you guys a solid idea of what it's like in this game. So, anyways, I guess as to segue out of that, we can talk about gacha. So, I already mentioned that it's 3,000 gems to pay for gacha in this game, for each individual multi. That is really expensive. Even free-to-plays. I don't imagine that free-to-plays will be able to roll too many times. I really don't think so. So, if you're free-to-play, best of luck to you. That being said, this game does have something that I haven't seen other gachas do. I mean, realistically, the closest game that does something like this is like FGO, because FGO has its own friend point gacha, but this gacha is way better because this gacha, Nikke, has what's called, as you're seeing here, social point recruit. So this is a completely F2P free-to-play friendly gacha where it uses social points. Not to be confused with social credit. And if you accumulate, as you can see down here, 100 social points, and you get them by adding friends, and every day you can send one social point to all of your friends, and your friends can, in return, send you a social point. So ideally, as soon as you make an account, right, as soon as you can control your friends list, you can come out to the main menu and do stuff. Try to spam everybody with the friends request, or try to get in touch with your friends if you have any on Discord, Twitter, or whatever, and ask them, hey, can I get on your friends list real quick? And try to fill out your friends list as quickly as possible, so that way you can start farming your social points, as many social points as you can right away. And the reason for that is because in this gacha, you can actually get SSRs. 2% actually. It's actually half of that of the regular paid gachas. But the fact that you can technically get SSRs for free for completely free is pretty rad. Not gonna lie, I like that a lot. So I appreciate Shift Up adding this gacha to their credit. As for how often you can roll this, because you can have up to 30 friends, and I'm assuming you can get 30 points a day, up to 30 social points a day, and it takes 100, you do the math, right? I mean, anywhere from every 3 or 4 days, you can roll social point gacha. Again, assuming that everybody on your friends list is active and is actively sending you social points. So, yeah, not bad for a free-to-play gacha, right? Where you can roll technically every 3 or 4 days for free. It's certainly something that I don't see a lot of other gachas doing, so that's a plus from me. Let me go back to the regular gacha. So, regular gacha is 4% SSR, which is very generous compared to a lot of other games out there. I mean, the only game that I can think of that is more generous than this is, Azure Lane. Because Azure Lane has 7% SSR rates. But the rate up there is only 2%, basically the same rate up chance as Blue Archive, but Blue Archive has worse 3-star rates, so get fucked, I guess. But this game is like Arknights. It's basically Arknights where it's half SS. If there's a rate up banner like we have right now with Helm, it's half 50% rate up, but double the highest rarity percentage, right? Because Arknights has 2%, and then the rate up is 1%. If there's only one character on rate up. Whereas this game is 4% total and then 2% rate up. So, there you go. So yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. It's just that because the gacha rate is pretty high, the game is well, you're not going to be able to roll a whole ton, so make the most of it. Just get lucky, forehead. One thing I do want to mention, you might have heard of this from other people talking about it, especially because people are obsessed about talking about top tiers, which I don't blame them. But you'll notice here on the rate up info that some of the girls here, right? You'll notice that Helm, she's the rate-up girl, so obviously she's got the 2%. But the 6 girls below her, Haran, Snow White, Noah, Scarlet, Isabel, Rapunzel, have different rates from everybody else, right? These girls have 0.0833%, whereas everybody else only has 0.0395. The reason for that is because the category that I mentioned, like very slightly mentioned at the beginning, that I said, oh, that's not too important, gameplay-wise, is their manufacturer, or basically their in-game faction, whatever their affiliation is, right? The organization that they're affiliated with. Normally, there are 3 main ones: Missilus, Tetra, and what's the last one? Elysian, however you want to say it. There is a 4th one called Pilgrim. Apparently, back during the closed beta test of this game, the Pilgrims were present there, and they were all really fucking strong. And as kind of like a holdover from that, I guess, because this game actually went straight from closed beta testing straight to global release, which I don't think I've ever seen a game do something like that before. But like a gacha, as far as gacha games go, maybe there have been other games that have done that, I don't know. But because of that holdover, I'm assuming they didn't nerf them or anything. Maybe they have, I don't know. But in exchange, they deliberately have... Actually, I should go to the ordinary gacha. Normally, if you don't have any wishing list active, these girls, the Pilgrim girls, also have a 0.0833% rate up. So the idea is that the Pilgrim girls, their chance to be pulled does not change because of how good they are. It's not likely you're going to get them, but at the very least, no matter what gacha you roll, it seems like, so far anyway, might change in the future, but it seems like you will always have a chance to roll one of the Pilgrim girls, and some of the Pilgrim girls are super top tier, so that's very nice. So yeah, that's why I just wanted to go over that real quick in case you were wondering, why are these girls, like, these girls aren't on radar, why these girls have a slightly higher chance of getting pulled than everybody else, right? So there you go. So in case you ever pull a Pilgrim, especially people like girls like Haran, Scarlet, Noah, Rapunzel even, you got lucky. Congratulations, especially Scarlet, she's top tier. So that's the gacha. That's how the gacha works. Also, this game does have a pity in the case of these. They're called gold mileage tickets here. The regular gacha here, the ordinary recruit, also has something like it called silver mileage tickets. But what they do, they only allow you to buy extra dupe copies for girls that you may already have. These will not, if you don't, you have to, when you buy these with silver mileage tickets, right? For example, if I were to buy Milk Spare Body, which kind of sounds weird, this won't get you the character itself. You need to already have the character in order to be able to use these, in order to because they're limit break material, right? This game's kind of like, how should I describe it? It's kind of like Blue Archive, except imagine not being able to use the regular Enigma, which is an actual thing in that game if you're not familiar with it. So yeah, try not to think about it too much. But in this game, it's more strict. It's stricter, where you have to have these characters already in order to, make use of these spare bodies, which sucks. But considering they're only from ordinary standard gacha, I can kind of let that slide at least. But the better thing is, thankfully, is that these gold mileage tickets actually do act as legitimate pity. So if you were to, this game, the pity is what, 20? If you get 200 gold mileage tickets, and every multi gives you 10, so 20. So go back to the shop here. Go back down to the mileage shop. Here, you can get a guaranteed copy of whoever the rate-up is, in this case Helm, because they'll just straight up give you the molds for them, not the spare body, which is the limit break material in this game. So that's cool. Not only that, but what's cooler is that they explicitly said that these gold mileage tickets will actually carry over between banners. So, for example, since I already rolled Helm, I got lucky and I actually managed to roll Helm, thankfully, and surprisingly. I don't usually get very lucky. I can actually save these gold mileage tickets for whoever the next rate-up girl is, right? Roll a bit more on that banner, see if I get her. If not, then I'll just wait until I accumulate, 200 gold mileage tickets, and whenever there's a character that shows up that I really like and I don't feel like spending for them, I can use those 200 gold mileage tickets whenever I want. So that's very cool for those of you who care about that sort of stuff, which should be most of you considering it's the game's pity system. So that's an obvious plus for this game. So I appreciate that. So this video is already going for like 35 minutes. I told you I'd be rambling a lot. So let me just wrap it up here. As for like an overall review of this game, like a very rambly, disorganized review of this game, Nikke got us a victory. It is a really fun game, gameplay-wise, surprisingly so. Lots of things to consider, lots of things to learn, right? There's also a lot of nuanced, hidden mechanics in the game that, in case you play Blue Archive, you might have realized at this point that the order in which you set up your girls in Blue Archive is very important. It's actually very similar in this game, where the order in which you set up your girls from left to right is also very important. But I'll let you figure that out for yourself, or maybe just ask other people who already know. But yeah. So, lots of things to learn about this game from a gameplay perspective, and overall it's very good. Some minor gripes that I have about the gameplay, but not really worth mentioning here in this video. You guys will learn about it in time if you guys pick up this game and play it yourselves. The monetization in this game is fucking horrid. They want you to pay for everything, anything around every corner. So, sleep well at night, because a shift up is coming to steal your wallet. But surprisingly, the gacha is also probably one of the better ones I've seen. 4% SSR rates, completely free gacha that can also get you SSRs. Albeit at a reduced rate, but hey, at least it's still free, and at least you still have a chance. And good pity system that carries over between banners, makes your life a little easier in that sense. So yeah. Overall, like I said in the beginning, I'll repeat my punchline again. I do actually recommend this game. Surprisingly, very good game for how Coomer bait it. The Coomer bait impression it gives off. If you guys have seen any of the ads for this game, or just if you guys have watched like a couple minutes of gameplay from like VTubers, sponsored VTuber streams, or other streamers on Twitch or whatever, or on YouTube or whatever, surprisingly good game. Just don't pay for it. Let the dumbass whales like me waste our money for you. Just stay free to play. Live that free-to-play life. Just get lucky, forehead. Reroll if you have to. Initially, I was told that rerolling this game is actually really annoying because you have to use like salted emails or some shit like that in order to reroll. But apparently, it's actually not that bad. Especially if you can reroll an emulator and just have multiple instances up or something like that. So, shouldn't be too bad. So, reroll for who you want. Possibly top tier. Possibly for waifu. Doesn't really matter. Play however you want, because there's no PvP yet. Apparently, PvP was leaked, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, good game overall. Again, just don't pay for it.